In 2010 we established the Active Transport Working Group with the objective of reducing the reliance on private vehicles through the expansion of pedestrian and bicycle facilities. This year we have new bicycle paths and pedestrian facilities going in at Athol Wharf Road, Bradley's Head Road and here at the Spit, which forms part of the regional route connecting cyclists from the northern beaches to the city. The bicycle path here in Pearl Bay is part of a larger network of paths leading people to North Sydney. It's a very attractive way to commute compared to driving your car.
I ride to work because firstly it's really good for my health, but secondly I was interested to see that Mosman were pushing a cycle to work day each year. So this idea is great because it keeps people safer and it encourages people to use the bikes, and it's also a really big bonus for people who are travelling through Mosman.
With all our building projects now in Mosman, we try to integrate sustainable materials. The pedestrian paths here in Pearl Bay were made with recycled concrete that would have otherwise ended up in landfill. Such as the amenities buildings, we have introduced solar panels as well as at the Drill Hall Sports Centre.
The Laurie Plunkett Reserve, the three primary aims of the project here were to control the stormwater. The stormwater was sort of running through the reserve in an uncontrolled fashion, which meant it went wide across the landscape and affected a lot of the soils and obviously brought the weeds in. And the other reason was to allow public access through the reserve. Back then it was basically wall-to-wall lantana and you couldn't get through the area. And the third reason for the project was for heritage interpretation. This was an old tram line. There is an old heritage culvert further up the road there, and obviously you can see here this is an old tram cut-in. We had to re-veg some of the areas and other areas we could regenerate. Another aspect of the project which came in a bit later on was the retention of the stormwater. This system is down on a reserve on Botanic Road. It's all underground, it's hidden, it has a 500,000 litre capacity to capture the stormwater. This stormwater can then be reused, and the purpose of the stormwater, I guess, in the long term is to irrigate the Balmoral foreshore. We're fortunate here in Mosman that we have quite a good community base that are interested in bushland regeneration and management, and the council provides significant resources to facilitate this. Our local community, there's about probably over 100 volunteers that help in the restoration of bushland areas in Mosman. We facilitate a group for them. Generally it's where they live, or if they're not necessarily interested in working around their property area, they can go into an area, a group that's established. It's good company, doing a worthwhile cause, and both the council and other community members appreciate their work.
In the last 10 years, we have significantly improved the way we manage the natural environment in Mosman. 90% of our stormwater is now filtered, and through that program we have collected about 3,000 tonnes of pollutants which would have otherwise ended up in the harbour. We have also increased the ecological value of our seawalls. For instance, here in Pearl Bay, we introduced a boulder field and salt marsh, which significantly increased the marine life around the area by providing a habitat.
As you can see, the beautiful beaches behind me, visitors and the Mosman residents use these beaches and the other beaches in Mosman, so it's very important that we have good clean water. Also, it's an aesthetic thing, so people don't want to see rubbish floating around in the water when they're wanting to swim. We have a lot of marine life here at Balmoral, as well as Clifton Gardens and other beaches in Mosman, so it's very important for them. They need clean water to survive. Our council has the most stormwater quality improvement devices of any council around, and we do that just to ensure that we're improving the water quality here at Mosman. Some are purely nets, which are attached to the end of a stormwater drain, and they just catch the gross pollutants, which are cans, plastic bags, general litter. Others, which are our main squid, they're built into the ground, so they're concrete cylinders. They're attached to the stormwater line, so any water coming through the catchment will go into the squid and so any gross pollutants will drop to the bottom and then the water will keep going out into the harbour.
We clean all the rubbish that is washed up onto the beaches. We lower it down so that the sieve is just touching the sand, which prevents it from going back into the ocean. What the type of rubbish we pick up is any leaf material, anything that's washed up from the shore, any plastic bags, any rubbish that's left behind by people that come to the beaches. Removing all the pollution from the beach before it gets into the ocean is only beneficial to the ocean.
While our work revolves around 365 days of the year, we commence work at 5:30 in the morning, and sometimes we don't finish till 7 o'clock at night. And we take great pride in the work that we do here.